The youth towards sustainable development. The youth are tomorrow's leaders who need to be invested in. Like all generations before us, we will inherit the world that the generation before would have created. There is a popular saying, if we do not learn from history, it will repeat itself. If us as the youth turn a blind eye to our nation's struggles, political, social, and economic, we are bound to make the same mistakes that the generation before would have made and preserve cycles of poverty, strife, and injustice. Where would you like to live in the future? Given the chance, most people my age want to leave this country to go for university and stay in a foreign country for good. If we can improve our education to be on par with the rest of the world and simultaneously provide an equal success and employment rate, we can stop outsourcing the best artists, medical personnel, sports people, and entrepreneurs. In the grand scheme of things, this will provide decent work and economic growth, promote industrialization, and foster innovation according to the UN SDGs. The first step is quality education, from primary to tertiary, that needs to be provided for all, regardless of economic background. If given the opportunity to learn, let us do so for tomorrow and not leave our problems to the first world. There's no need for someone from the USA to come to this country and build houses for the less privileged when we have so many builders in this country. Neither should we be looking to the West and help a poor child campaigns to live on while our country has ample minerals and our soils lie bare, waiting to be cultivated. White saviorism is not the solution to poverty and or hunger. We can go into communities and have heart-to-hearts about their needs and come up with individual sustainable solutions because there's no one-size-fits-all solution. Here's an example. Teaching people how to create biogas as a firewood substitute and the community using it and generating income by selling it. Or doing the same thing with solar energy, agriculture, and so forth. We should invest in our education and dead industries and use our skills to volunteer where we are needed. We need to take initiative to help ourselves and not remain victims of the past nor the present, or making ourselves victims of the future with climate change. In a cleanup campaign that we as Kangela held recently, we found out that Zimbabwe is terribly lacking in rubbish compactors and the number has decreased significantly over the past few years. In school, I've been educated about the importance of taking care of the environment, and that has impacted me significantly. My heart breaking each time I see someone toss their plastic bag of empty fast food boxes out their vehicle, or littering on residential property, or near a bin, and the multiple bottles of alcohol on the roadside. Residential areas have resorted to makeshift dumping sites because of the inefficiency of our rubbish collection services. Some people will look at bins, see that the litter is meant to be sorted according to kind, and still not care. Wetlands are also being destroyed to make room for infrastructure and for farming, and this is lowering the water table and destroying the very ecosystems that are removing carbon from the atmosphere. Wetlands store a significant amount of fresh water worldwide and 20 to 30% of the Earth's soil carbon content. Clean water is already a crisis as is, and destroying wetlands is not helping. Climate change is not only an action issue, it's a heart issue too, and it doesn't take much to be responsible. What is the solution? In a small sample of billboards I see on my daily commute, 83% advertise products and 17% services. If we can raise awareness through billboards and various media such as news, radio, and having conversations with people in the workplace, schools, outside, we can have a positive impact. If we can improve waste disposal services too and have more recycling centers, we can make a difference. We can advocate for laws as well that will prevent the destruction of wetlands. And while Zimbabwe may not be a leading country in the carbon emission rates, we will not have to explain ourselves to the coming generations. What can we do as a nation? That is a good question. We ourselves can pick litter. We can make a conscious decision to not contribute to the problem by living sustainably, reusing materials and purchasing less plastic, making compost, cutting less trees down, and planting more trees. For us as the youth to lead our country into prosperity, first comes awareness and an understanding of an issue, and that's when solutions follow.